We were on the Ukrainians just a minute ago, and a number of you, including David Gregan, wanting to know whether the Ukrainians were disqualified in Sochi for handing over outside the penalty, the takeover box. Well, the answer is no, they weren't disqualified, and Max Cobb insisting they were not outside the box. And we were questioning whether the box was the right size, Mike. No, the dimensions were absolutely right, but they are concerned, and I think we're going to see changes there, just like we're going to see some changes out on the track around Sochi, because some of the corners were just that little bit too tight.
I think, and that's what a pre-Olympic World Cup is for. Do we need changes? Definitely need changes in that handover box, and I think that the jury might have been lenient on the Ukrainians because they did lose 10 seconds where one athlete, I think she did touch Petrushina in the box and Petrusha didn't feel it. And then, of course, Zima had to come back, ski another 15 meters back and then touch her again. But I think Petrushina, it was touch and go if she was over the line. And
without a doubt, the most common email coming through is saying, who was it who hit the tree in Sochi, and is he okay?
Well, it's Tsvetkov, junior world champion, and from what I hear, yeah, he's still quite badly injured.
Yeah, he damaged both of his hamstrings. Doing one's bad enough, but doing both together could cause all sorts of problems when you try and tie your laces up.
I think we advised them day one that corner was dangerous.
Testing is the word that we used. 4 out of 5 for Palka in the stand. That's going to cause certainly a fall down the order. Now, will Zaitseva get the crowd onto their feet? There'll certainly be a cheer for every target that goes down.
She's
conversely,
well, Makarainen had the fastest time into the range, but she missed 2. So Zaitseva's what 13 seconds ahead of
was 13 seconds ahead. She's thrown away 50 seconds with those 2 misses, and now Magdalena Gwizdon starts for Poland, fresh from her win in Sochi. She said she's on good form.
Patrick, I'm wondering if those huge mittens are playing a part in the stand position. If you don't get your fingers, if you don't get a good finger hold on the rifle stock, I know it's cold, and I think because she hardly ever misses in the stand shoot, Zaitseva.
Yeah, but she's got to make a choice, fingers or targets, and she's chosen to keep her fingers and miss the targets. Sensible.
But that's a real pity. Great day for the Russians, with Vilakina having her best sprint of the year.
So here comes Tora Berger. She's trying to finish in the top 3 today to push her total of podium finishes to 19. But more importantly, she needs a decent position so she can challenge in the pursuit later this week. 22:09 is the time. Makarainen has just rounded the top end of the stadium, heading home now. And I think Makarainen once again has produced a quicker lap than Tora Berger. And it means that the Finn will take the lead. 22:09, the time she's after. She could well be just under 22. No, misses out by 0.2 of a second, but 8.9 clear of Tora Berger. And I think both those times are there to be shot at. And anyone who goes clear is going to be in a good position. Vilakina, we know, is something like 5 or 6 seconds clear at 6.8.
Hey, she's going to have to keep the pressure on the coaches. Will be sprinting up alongside her, 6.7 ahead of Makarainen, who's skiing that fast.
Grigorin shooting well and skiing respectably. It's about 15 seconds from the range to the timing one, so she won't match Vilakina, and with that miss she won't match Berger or Makarainen either. So close for Grigorin.
I would have loved for Grigorin to have taken that last target. She would probably have gone out within 3 seconds of the lead time.
Yeah, we've not seen much of her this season, and that's not really just because she's well positioned in the World Cup standings. Here comes Vilakina, 21.56. Well, the margin was cut and cut and cut, but in the end she's 4.2 clear, and so Russia have the leader for now. Zaitseva, of course, is heading home, having gone through the range for the 2nd time. And I think Zaitseva some 34 seconds off that leading time of Vilakina.
That's a good performance. But Vilakina, of course, she's had a 5th this season in the sprint and a 6th in Antholz, but she hit all the targets then. This is without a doubt. And of course, at the World Championship, she was 5th hitting all the targets, so she's raised her ski game by a huge margin.
Ekhoff, good solid position. Look at the way she's tucked that left elbow into the left hip. A little easier for the women to do that than the men. Something to do with the size of the men's triceps, and also the fact that their hips are just that little bit lower.
Well, maybe I think the women's percentages do show that. The stand shoot is marginally better by the top 20 women than it is for the top 20 men.
Or you could put it down to the flexibility of the women's shoulders, Mike, just that little bit easier to turn, externally rotate the shoulder and get the elbow into the inside.
Or maybe they're more calm and don't get as stressed in the heat of this kind of battle out here of the biathlon challenge. Look at the time, that's an amazing time, but she needs 5, Henkel.
Well, she's won here before, and these are the tracks where she claimed the overall title back in 2007. All right, might have been a bit before that. We'll check that one out.
I think you're right. That's great news. Bose delighted with that, and Henkel without a victory in the sprint this season.
Well, look at the time who she's chasing, Mike. Miriam Gusner has gone through in 15:28. Gusner missing 1 in the stand, and so hitting 9 out of 10. She missed 2 earlier on in the season and still went through to win. So Henkel 9.6 inside, and when she knows that she's trying to hold off Miriam Gusner, I wonder how her heart is going to sink. And it's that sort of information that can suddenly make you feel all shaky at the knees.
Hey, well done, Henkel. Her best so far this season was 3rd, and that was hitting 10 out of 10. Now, as she has done today.
The world champion is on schedule for a good time as well, but she needs 5. I think today it's got to be a perfect score for anyone but Miriam Gusner. We'll track Gusner's time round the final lap. How suddenly things can change. So 24-25 seconds added to Pigdrushna's time, and suddenly it doesn't look so respectable, but she would have been out and she would have been level. Sokoleva's been going well. We need to track her down. Here comes Domracheva into the finish, just 1 miss today, and 27 seconds off the pace. That wonderful form that we saw from Domracheva in Sochi, perhaps disappearing, but she was 22 down after the first lap, Mike, so she's only lost 5 on the second 2 laps, plus a penalty loop. So I think actually her form's okay, and that malfunction with the pole has cost her dearly.
Well, it must have been, what, 1.4 kilometers before she got, no, sorry, 900 meters before the ski pole was changed. Sokoleva, 7 seconds off the lead pace, and sorry, that's coming into the second shoot, and of course she got the perfect score, so she's 14 seconds ahead of Henkel.
So it doesn't look as though Tora Berger's going to survive in the top 3 positions today, but she'll be reasonably close. Vilakina will certainly get a good start in the pursuit on Saturday. Men's sprint tomorrow. Wrapped up in the leaders' enclosure, but not for long, I feel, for Vilakina. Henkel, Gusner, Sokoleva, all on the last lap at the moment.
All these fans, I was just thinking the opening ceremony on Tuesday night, it was -24, and they decided to hold it in the big theatre, the big beautiful hall that they have, and it was a wonderful opening ceremony. They do it so well over here, organising the World Cup. Polka, the pace just not there. End of season fatigue for them all, but I think she's feeling it more. Guiston, it's good. I don't think she's quite got the... It was Vita Shemarenko who's now got the lead at the first shoot.
I'll tell you who has gone well is Afa Tefalvi, who we won't see too much of. She's a 34-year-old veteran in the Romanian team. She's shot 0-0 today, and when she's done that in the past, she's managed to finish in the top 20. Guisdon with the 0. What's the time like? She's still going to be 10 seconds behind Vita Shemirenko. Now, if Shemirenko can get a good run today, possible first ever win for her could be on the cards. 14.6 outside for Guisdon. Not quite as well as she was doing in Sochi last week. Zaitseva 53 down with 2 penalties. Mike, that would have been competitive.
I think it would have, and she lost, what, 6-7 seconds with those gloves. She has to wear them in these temperatures, but getting her ski poles on and off.
Yeah, you can tell that even with those thick mitts on, she's been suffering with the cold. I think she'll be glad the Olympics are in Sochi, because the climate, somewhat maritime there on the coast of the Black Sea. Also interested to see a lot of the teams in Sochi, Mike, stay down in the village rather than staying up at the stadium level. Yeah,
interesting for the aided recovery, because the chalets, our fingers are sore. The €1 million chalets where most of the teams were staying is up at 1,400 meters, and you do recover better down in Sochi.
Here we go. Anastasia Kuzmina, the Olympic champion, really enthused by her results last week, and feeling now that she can start to build for next year's Olympic Games. The defense of that title. 4 out of 5, not bad, but 8 out of 10 in this game now just isn't good enough. And even on her best skiing form, she's unlikely to be able to challenge. We saw her out-sprinted by Tora Berger in Oslo on the final lap. Here we go with Sukalova, 0-0, and 20:25 the time she's after. Now, she left the range 14 seconds clear of Andrea Henkel. She's now only 6 seconds clear, so she's starting to tire. 400 meters to go. The last little bit of climbing. You can see the cameras at the top of the hill, and then it flattens out, but there's a lot of time that can be thrown away on the closing stages, and Sukalova is going to have to dig very deep if she wants to produce another winning run. Here's Miriam Gusner, was leading when she came out of the range for the second time. 6.8 inside Vilikina. It's a good run for Miriam Gusner, and my goodness, does she need one, Mike, after a dreadful second half of the season.
She's had great moments, and I thought that Gusner had landed as a rounded biathlete where she could shoot to a very high standard. Of course, she always skis to a very high standard. Great to see her back today, and she said she needs to go out in a high to have the confidence to motivate the whole summer preparation for the Olympics next year.
Do you think she will ever be a rounded biathlete? She's not the temperament. She's not that sort of racer. She's brilliant on the skis. We know that. But have you seen anything that convinces you that time and time again she's going to be able to hit 90–95%?
Not really. I think she's so fast on the tracks that she becomes a bit complacent with the shooting.
Well, this is a great run for Andrea Henkel. Remember, she's trying to defend 3rd place in the overall World Cup, and she gets 1st place. Henkel survives, and that is a fantastic run. She's out-skied Miriam Gusner on the last lap, which shows what she's managed to do, and now she's just got to wait and see whether Sukalova is going to push her down. Here comes Sukalova up to the top of the climb, and it's going to be close, Mike. It's going to be so close.
Sukalova, she took the victory, when was it? Pokljuka, a first, a second, a third, and what a way, if she can hang on to the lead that she had, what a way to end the season.
Yeah.